So what clues have there been from individuals who have survived the virus in terms of coming up with a vaccine?
Well, those people who survive, we think probably make pretty good antibodies, which are really what their body makes with any vaccine that we might give. But I will have to say, I'm not sure we as a scientific community really know what we call the correlates of protection are, which means what is the immune response that associates with protection. So we have more clues from the vaccinated monkeys than we do probably from infected people. But having said that, there is an effort to take the serum from infected people and purify parts of the serum that are parts of the immune response that have been made, and to put that into other people. But that's what we call empirical. We don't really know what we might be putting into other people, but it's one way forward.
Clive, immunotherapy, you talk a lot about ZMap. To explain to our viewers, obviously, who don't know what that is, and how is it different to other vaccines?
So ZMap is not a vaccine. ZMap is a cocktail of antibodies that have been made in a very intriguing way. They've been made in plants, and we call that biofarming. And so there are fields of plants in Europe which are making these particular antibodies. And they harvest the plants, they isolate the antibodies, and they give them to people. So ZMap is a cocktail of all different types of antibodies which recognize a part of the virus that the virus uses to infect the immune system. So if you can block that infection, you can stop the virus from entering the body, and that's how it works. ZMap has a great potential in making a huge impact for those people who are already exposed and infected to stop the disease.
Okay.
So it's not the same as a vaccine, but it should go hand in hand with the vaccine.
Okay. Clive, the situation obviously is mostly restricted to West Africa. There's been obviously a handful of cases abroad. Mixed reports week on week about the actual numbers, the projected numbers. What is the situation at the moment? I mean, how are we looking a few months down the line in terms of this outbreak?
Well, today I think we're sitting around 15,000 people infected, and just over 5,000 people have died. This particular viral outbreak is not as what we call virulent as in the past, i.e. people, not everyone dies. There are people who survive, as we talked about earlier. But I think down the path, down the few months, if a vaccine can be rolled out within the next 6 months, we can probably, I think the prospects are very good. This is a very effective vaccine, certainly in monkeys. It just needs to be shown to be so in humans, and I think we can, I'm hoping that 6 months, a year from now, there will be no Ebola.